Hello students, last we learned the validation controls. Okay, in that we see what are the validation controls are available inside the ASP.NET. That particular validation are the server side validation controls, and you can use without any JavaScript. Yes, you can directly drag and drop the particular control and then you can use them, and you also have to set some kind of properties to properly use the control. Now let us see the important 6 controls. One of them, first one is the require field validator control. Require field validator control is used to make field as a mandatory in the form. Without filling the field, user can't submit the form. Yes. So if you don't enter the information, the particular control will not allow to submit the form. Yes. Now uh, here are some properties of the required field validator controls. First one is the control to validate. In this property, we need to input the control to validate, or we can say we need to set the ID of the particular control to which the control is going to be validate. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मेरे को वैलिडेट करना है ईमेल, सो मैं यहाँ पर ईमेल टेक्स्ट कंट्रोल का आईडी यहाँ पर हम इनपुट करेंगे. नेक्स्ट वन property is the display. Indicate how the error message is shown. Yes, it can be a dynamic or static. Enable client script. Indicates whether the client side validation will take place or not. Yes. Next one is the enable. It is a true or false property. If it is true, then validation will done, otherwise validation will not perform. Next one is the error message. Indicates the error string. Here we need to specify the error message. Next one property is the text. Text property is shown if the validation is fails. Okay, so what are the difference between error message and text? Basically, error message are display on the control and text is display on the summary validation summary control. Next one is the is valid. It is a server side thing. It will return a true or false if the particular control give the output or validate the thing, so it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Next one is the set focus on error. It indicates whether in case of an invalid control, the focus should switch to the related input control. So means what? If the we validation control are going to fail the or things are required, then focus is directly on the particular control. Yes, which you set inside the control to validate control. Next one is the validation group. This group belongs to one control, or we can say this particular control will belongs to some specific kinds of group that we specified with the control. Next one and last one is the method, that is the validate. Yes, this method will work on the server side and it will work with the isValid property. Okay, now let us see the practical thing of the validation control. Uh, First, I created one form: name, email, mobile number, and address. Okay, in this, all these are the text box. Here, what I done that go inside the property and give the name, or we can say ID of the particular control. Here I given as a txt name. Yes. Again, previously I said that you have to follow the what I can say. a naming convention. Yes, so naming convention here we are following. So here is the text box. Again I took another text box with the id text email. Yes, and go inside the toolbox and take the validation, in which you have to take the require field validator. In this you have to directly put the require field validator in the third column, and then go into the properties, give the error message, name must required. Now let us properly, you can see. Okay, I have to change the resolution. Okay, apply this resolution, and yes. So now you can able to see what I am doing. Okay, so error message, here you have to set the error message, what type of message you have to give to the user, and then you have to set the control to validate. Here I set txt name, so this control is going to be validate. Yes, next property you have to set that set focus on error. If you set this property as a true, then if the error is occurred, then it will focus on the name, otherwise not. Okay, so here in this we have to specify two most important property. First one is the control to validate. If you do not give or set this property, then it will give error. Yes, and another one is the error message. This one is also important, because if you put a blank this particular field, then user can't understand what the information is going to be filled. Okay, now let us run this application.
Continue.
Okay, okay, so our form is run, and we see that here name must be required and email must be required, what we set previously. Yeah, I hope that you will practice the require field validator control, and you understand the require field validator control. Thank you.